All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to another episode here with GIMME Global Exposure Networking Business with JDL. Today, I just wanted to do a simple screen share with you all now that we got everything tuned in correctly. So while I bring that page in through our screen share today, excuse the sound a little bit because I noticed that there was a little bit of an echo there. But nonetheless, I'm going to try to attempt to doing this again because what I wanted to share with you today might come from the horse's mouth. I'm going to only play a couple moments in there and I'm going to discuss basically overall what happened. This is a little old. This goes back to January. I know we're in May, but there's reasons why I'm playing it now, and I'll go over that here in a moment. Let me bring it up. Give me one moment. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that video and then it let it play itself and hopefully you'll be able to hear this. And here we go.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Good Life webinar tonight. I'm here tonight and probably a little bit on the sad side. Actually, I am. This is going to be our last broadcast for Good Life. And tonight, I need to share with you what's happened. I've got to give you the timeline for what's going to happen over the next 30 days. And then I'm going to talk about some very positive things too that are very exciting and will allow, hopefully for most of you, the opportunity to continue. And I believe it will for most of you. But at the same time, there's still a sadness in doing this because for me, when we put this whole concept together of Good Life, it was kind of the culmination of everything I've ever dreamed of in my life. I've been a person that's traveled all my life. I love it. I love what we put together in the travel world, the kind of program that we had, the people that have gotten involved, the IBOs that are out there, and some really, really great folks. And it was, a time of, to me, great joy and looking forward to building something that would stand the test of time. And I'm sorry to say that did not happen. So tonight, I come here with I'm very humble. I want to share with you what's happened and why I believe it's happened, and then again, what we're going to be doing moving forward. So let me just begin. Again, if I stumble a little bit more than tonight than usual, please understand this is not something that I'm got much joy in. So let me begin. For Good Life. The end of January, we will say goodbye to Good Life once and for all. What will happen during this month is this. As of right now, you can no longer enroll anybody or add anybody as an IBO. Your back office will continue to function. As a matter of fact, it'll probably continue to function over the next 6 months because there's certain things we need to track and show. What will happen is this, and I want to assure everybody of the fact that, hey, number one, in the month of January, the benefits you're paying for will be available. You'll have your benefits. Two, commissions that are due and owing are going to be paid. Now, don't be late. I'll be very frank. They will be late, but they will be paid. And if they're not paid by Good Life, I'm going to talk about who will pay them down the road. So I just want to assure everybody that, look, guys, we're not going to leave anybody out there hanging. We're going to do the right thing, even though we're in a really, really tough situation financially. But again, we're going to pay the commissions from this past month, just like we did the month before and the month before. And since we've been in business, we're going to make sure that we pay even the last commissions that will be run in January. So what will happen is this. On the 28th of January or the 29th of January, we'll start the shutdown process. Again, your back office will stay open so you can see all your reporting. You'll be able to see what commissions you have due for the month of January and obviously when those commissions will be paid, and they will be paid. You'll be able to look at your back office, still see your genealogy and everything that's in place. But by the end of January, again, there'll be no longer any activity on the site. There will be not any more enrollments. There will not be any more benefits being offered. And so come February 1st, what will happen is this. And this is really the good news. And before I tell you the good news, I really need to share with you just for a minute what really actually happened. Because I think those of you that have been in this company since the beginning deserve that. We, never intended, obviously, for something like this to happen. But like a lot of businesses, just like a lot of you from time to time, when you're in the real world, you get taken advantage of. And this company was really put into a very, very bad situation by 3 or 4 different suppliers that basically took our money but never gave us the goods. From a vendor that we had that provided our technology, they took our money and never provided what they were supposed to provide. We had another vendor that took our money in regards to our VIP club cards and never paid, not once, the commissions that we're doing and owed on those VIP cards. We as a company paid it because we felt it was the right thing to do, but it put us in jeopardy of doing that. We had a merchant processor. Now imagine this, somebody that's an actual merchant processor, now obviously they're not a legitimate one, took our money, processed all of our benefits for 1 month, and never paid us one nickel. In other words, they took your money, stuck it in their pocket, and left with it, and yet we were left to pay for the benefits and to pay you your commissions, which again, as a company, we did. It was very difficult, but we did it because it was, again, the right thing to do. We've had several other vendors do the same type of thing. And it's really, to me, I guess, very disappointing in this world that you think when you're dealing with supposedly big companies that this is going to happen. But I guess it just goes to show you that there's scam artists and everything we do in life. And there's some other things that happen too internally with the company, but I'm not even going to go there and discuss that. But let's leave it at this. We lost probably from all these different fraudulent activities about $700,000. That put us into a bad situation. We don't make those kind of profits here, guys. And so, somebody had to pay for that. And it ended up being the owners of the company, paying out of their pocket what they could for as long as they could. And you can only do it for so long. And for me, it's very difficult because I always want to do the right things by every person that I ever bring into a business or an opportunity. So to have to sit here and tell you this is it's embarrassing, it's humbling, but it's the truth, and it's what we've had to deal with. So with that being said, obviously, most of you know that I started another travel company, and a lot of it had to do with some of this that was occurring and some of the internal things were happening within our company that, again, I'm not going to discuss. But I still believe that we could make good life, happen. And, obviously I brought in Rob Baker to try to, put some life back into the company. But reality is Rob was sitting there kind of, working from an empty well. Because when you don't have the resources to do the things you want to do, and Rob would, sit down and we would have these conversations. He's going to come on in just a minute and talk from his perspective. When someone is sitting there trying to do the right things, and Rob's just like, I believe he's the same kind of person I am. He always wants to do, I know he's the same kind of person I am. He wants to do the right things always, but when you don't have the resources to do it, it's very, very frustrating. So here's what's happening going forward. And again, I'm going to bring Rob on before I tell you all the good stuff, because there is some light here at the end of this tunnel. Hal Culbertson, as you all know, is the master distributor in Good Life. And Al came to me and said, look, Mark, I know, because I talked with him a little bit more than I talked to some about where we're at and what was going on. And he said, well, look, I'm just like everybody else. I built an organization. I don't want to lose it. I have the genealogy of my organization, which obviously, since he's the master, includes everybody. Most of you have, your own genealogy in your back office that you can track of the people that you put in, and the people they put in. But he has the one that includes everybody. So he sat down with me and said, look, if things going to happen with Good Life, I would like to be able to make at least an offer to all the people that are in Good Life, an opportunity to actually come with me in what I'm going to do going forward, which obviously is Travel 10. So I'm not going to talk about all the things we're doing at Travel 10 right now. That's not the purpose of this call. I am just going to share with you, after Rob talks for a minute, I am going to share with you from your perspective in Good Life what we're going to do at Travel 10 to honor what you've done here. And I'm talking about VIP cards, commissions, all those things. But let me wait and do that after I have Rob say a few words. So if you would, Rob, come up back.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop that real quick right there because this is the part where I'm now going to discuss. Let me stop presenting this real quick and I'll bring myself back in. Okay, so overall, I was involved in Good Life, and I was handing them out like candy. So when it began, they started with the standard little blue cards here you see, and it was a retail, it said $200 VIP club card, right? Give you exclusive savings in your hotel stays and all that fabulous stuff. Very simple steps on the back, you know, the 1, 2, 3 episode on the back, and just put in the code that was on the front, which is the numbers that are here. The reason why they went with these is to be a bit more durable. So, like your business cards, right? Well, these are a little bit tougher to kind of destroy. So we all know we get a business card, we shove them in our pocket, we put them in our purse, we put them in our wallet, put them in our back pocket. We get home and maybe go like that, right? Kind of lost it, right? So, of course, naturally, when with technology moving along, not only did you have a physical card, but you were able to hand it out digitally. So, when you're out and about and you did have these in your hand, no matter what it is that you were doing, you say, hey, listen, I have a great way for you to have great savings while you book whatever hotel you want worldwide, blah, blah, blah. Of course, naturally, they opened up what I call an e-commerce site because there was a little bit of a section that they opened up that allowed you to get certain products out of there, and they added a couple of things in there. Some things I didn't understand that were in there because I couldn't put one together how it came together for what regarding travel, right? So I'm like, what kind of silliness is that, right? So I started handing these out like candy. When you're any kind of business, be it the MLM, network marketing, or whatever companies that you're going to go and join providing, there should be a way for you to become a part of that, whatever it is, right? So what I'm saying is you got to be a part of that product, right? So the product is this, meaning, you got to go test it out, right? Better you use it, right? Just as you should anything else, provided there's some sort of physical thing that you can do that with, so you can kind of test out to see what's going to happen, right? That's why that market's a little tough because we know sometimes there's really nothing you can really physically try to do it in that sense. I mean, there is ways here and there, but going with this, you got it in your hand, or you had the capability to push down and apply digitally, right? So on average, you order about 50 on the minimum, 100. You could have gone all the way up to about 500, maybe 1,000 cards, I believe. So coming to these, right? And then handing them out like, hey, how would you like to do whatever? Now, $200 VIP club card. I guess maybe that's where everybody was getting kind of lost and whatnot, right? And I kind of figured it out. And I don't know. It's just my view. Everybody has their own, whatever. So, testing it out myself, I'm at Wild Wild West here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Hello, everybody from Las Vegas, Nevada. Um, And I figured, well, why not kill three birds with one stone? We're having a great time inside that casino, having a couple of drinks, and they have a hotel. So let's book a room and let's use this. Now, what I did, right, because I test everything, because, you could go directly to their website page, let's say using Wild Wild West, and I could book a room off their website. And so I had that pulled up, and then I went to here, log in, put this all in there, search for the hotel, and go look for the same thing, right? Same day, same time, book it for the same time. We did it side by side. Now, I believe on the website that I was looking through onto directly, it was about $55, $60, whatever that scenario was. So I went in here and I went and I looked, and I said, okay, let's see what kind of savings we're going to get now, right? Now, these were personal people that, I brought in what I do. We were hanging out, figure why not give it a shot? I said, wow, this is great. Of course, naturally, I didn't have these in my wallet, right? But I remember I can go digitally. So basically, took my phone, logged in, pull up, good light, and then went that route, booked it in. A little bit of a workaround inside there, but I finally got her done. So come to find, come to doing everything, you know, it was basically going to come out to be at about 24, $22 after it was all said and done using this card. So like, all right, cool. Of course, naturally, Uncle Sam, and then of course, naturally, that particular casino with that hotel because it's off the strip. It required a security deposit of 100, and they just give that back to you when you leave, providing you leave on time and you don't destroy a room, blah, blah, blah. On the strip, those that live here, come here, know there's a resort fee, but that's another venture. So we're like, all right, cool. So da 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 da. So at the end, we're putting our credit card, they're putting their credit card information in. They go to use this, and it came to being I'm gonna just say we're gonna keep the math simple. We'll say it's $25 even, and just call it that. Plus the $100 deposit, and then Uncle Sam, right? But nonetheless, so now my thought was, okay, great. Now I got somebody to actually use this card, right? And I said, so I already got one question answered because nobody knew the answer. I always had to go back to the person that brought me in. They told me to go reach out to this person because, they were knocking it out of the park and they're closer to all the people that work there and they know the inside and out. And if not, you can send out a support ticket. Well, the support ticket system, you wait, you wait, you wait, you wait, you wait, right? Send out an email to whom I was told to go send an email. They elaborated a little bit. They were coming back in some kind of feedback, but it still wasn't clear on truly how that $200 was working on this VIP card. So I said, okay, enough. And then, of course, naturally with Facebook, of course, naturally there were a couple of groups inside there. When you got involved in the business, they made their own type of group pages inside there to kind of helping everybody out. Anybody was there, anybody had any questions, any concerns, and their webinars, seminars, blah, 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 blah. And I was watching the silliness that was coming in there. And I wasn't the only one that was kind of getting a little frustrated with these because nobody knew anything. And it always went back to pointing the finger at somebody else, but didn't want to open it up, right? And nobody really could answer it because, you don't want to disannounce anything, kind of like what you saw in that video. Why not let it come from the horse's mouth himself? Which would be beautiful and a whole lot better. But, you always try to get to that top man. He did quiet videos, in those webinar seminars that you saw this is going to be the last blah, 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 right? And then hold whatever. So, okay, great. Tell you all about that work too. So now, so I already have one question answered. Now it's like, okay, so it wasn't like they put the 200 F's here, right? How long? You would, thinking what I was thinking at first, that it'd be 200 minus the 25. So when you're looking at, when you go to check out, only thing I should have been responsible for on the payment would have been maybe the Uncle Sam tax, and of course, naturally, the deposit for security, and I would get that before they would get it back the next day, as long as everything was fine. Of course, I'm not sure that we're not that crazy, right? You have to do a lot wrong for whatever reason they would. So I was like, okay, so that's not how it came out being. So I said, okay, now let's see, what happened. Well, you know, as they said in the beginning, before they started, really tweaking into the program, adding more stuff, so it was, a little more friendlier, and it was like looking nicer and nicer, and more things were dropping in, right? such as a CRM. Now that's just a database jargon that most some will understand what that is. Basically, all that was a Rolodex, right? So as I was handing these out or giving them to them digitally, each one came with a number on the bottom, name and sequence number. And I would remember who I handed it to, so I could go home, or actually, what I would do if it was in my hand or the person I was with technology, I scanned their card, took a picture of it, because being everything digital, being a digital business card, it took their information. I said, okay, this is who I gave it to. This is their name. This is their phone number. And now if they're registered, when I go home, I'll be able to see that live in my back office and do an assign type deal. Or I was creating my own database prior to that. So I had my list going, right? So waiting and waiting and waiting. Oh my God. I gave up looking, right? So finally, they added their own CRM in there and you assign it to somebody so you knew who you gave it to. And then, the database came down and all that good stuff. Now, in the mix of that, prior to them doing what they were doing, out of the 200, they moved to the 2001, right? So 2000 was a lot better than 200, right? Now, we were giving these away for free, right? Because we figured this was the best way to have introduction to anything you were doing. If you wanted to run a business and you wanted your business to run off there, you could create certain monthly cards, but they went up in price a little bit. These weren't all that much expensive, really, as a standard. And if you wanted your logo or your any kind of sponsoring ship that they were doing, right? And I think that got a little crazy too, and I couldn't really get behind that either. The reason why I'm saying that is this. Suddenly, when these cards came out, they looked really great. They were black, really, really cool. And, outside of going up to 2000, right? I was like, wow, that's a huge, right? And I'll get in that in a minute. Then I noticed that down here in the label down here, it said Alexis Lemonade Stand, Foundation for Children's Cancer. Okay. So then I turned it to the back, and of course, naturally, if you notice, it says there's a $10 fee there, right, for that, and then their charity on the bottom with the same information of 1, 2, 3. You put the numbers up around the side. So, that $10 that I saw, it said $10 suggested retail price, and underneath that, to help us care children cancer one booking at a time for Alexis Lemonade Stand. Hey, I'm behind anybody that wants to do a charity, right? From somebody like myself that's on a 501(c) right now, and I'm on another venture to being a venturist. I am in a joint ventures that came into an entrepreneur venture. We're discovering another way of bringing in another type of charity that seems to be doing pretty good. So I was like, okay, so what does that mean, right? And of course, naturally, when these came, of course, naturally, I don't know about anybody else. I don't know how anybody else was doing that, right? So now everybody's brain thought process, well, shoot, we're handing these out for free, but we weren't really saying, hey, for a couple bucks, how would you like to save 200? But without, spending a couple of bucks, I'll tell you what, to help you out and do what you do, give it a try. If you like it, great. Of course, naturally, we all knew that this was just an introduction to that. And if that customer wanted to continue saving, then they come in, they enroll whatever level they want to go in, or just use the card. I didn't understand that. And then we were forced to kind of go up in a level because we were already in. And if we didn't go up that next level, well, now the structure kind of came down with it, So in order to really get the benefit of the good, was go up. But shoot, not a lot of us had that kind of money to doing that. Well, the person I'm always with and myself, right? You want to see what it's going to do. Well, so people were saying, hey, listen, you want to donate or have us get $10 and or go towards a charity, go through your function or anything else in that manner. For $10, I'm giving you $2,000 savings on your card or on your hotels, right? So now, right now, remember, we're giving these away for free no matter where we went, what we did, may it be physical or digital. These were both as well. And people thought, oh my God, you mean to tell me I could say, hey, listen, how would you like to save $2,000 on your next booking on your hotel when you go, or when you're going, or you gotta do, and say, hey, for $10, how would you like to do that? Now, a lot of people would have thought, well, that's pretty good, right? Same options, a one, two, three, put the code in, you're done, right? Well, now most people are taking that $10 and putting it in their pocket. So that was a way for them to say, oh my God, if they don't sign up, then even if they don't use the card to go save on their hotels, I got $10. Now, as I said in the beginning, if you ordered 50 cards minimum to 100 or more, right? Whereas when these came out, they wanted to get a lot of these cards, right? And so we'll just keep the math straight. We'll say do 100 and you were doing it 10, well, 10 times 100, you come to the math. That was it to do the math. Okay. Now, going into charity, right? Now, to me, that's kind of telling me for how this was done. I was kind of lost there. I'm like, so am I going to tell people like for $10, I can get you $2,000 savings on your hotels for very much where you're going and locations, right? And I said, I don't know, because we were handing these out for free, right? So why wouldn't somebody have said, well, let me go think about this for a minute. No matter what, we had to spend a little money to get into these cards, even if we didn't put our business logo here or put it in with our charity or our church or our schools, whatever it was that we were portraying. If we're just going to stick with the standard card, it came out to be X amount of cents per card. Again, 50, 100, 500,000, whatever. I'm just keeping the math simple. We'll say 100, right? So we're handing it out for free. So I'm thinking to myself, well, why would I really do that, right? Because here you pretty much said, well, $10, I'm going to give you 2,000, or hey, for free, I continue giving you these. So you know, myself, I had both, but I think a lot of people probably said, well, let me just get rid of these. And I'm just going to go to these because it was 2000. Here's why. So notice, like I said, and that was another headache in itself. Now notice it said 200, right? Well, when I gave it to you per se, or anybody else, once they utilize the whole $200 on our end as far as being a business member being involved, we would get 100. Well, what do you think came from the 2000? When they used the 2000, we would get 1,000. Now, in the meantime, I was still waiting to see what was going to happen, we were going to make for a $22 room, right? Well, I waited and waited and waited. I understand now why I had to wait. So I gave up. So, prior to all that coming in, I was really strong, I was really heavy, and then of course naturally, you know, I know people that come out here for Vegas that, for many events that come to Las Vegas, such as like the electronic show for CES, NAB for that particular one, and multiple other type of events, not to mention the standard events like pool parties and all that stuff. So I knew somebody was coming out, and I told him, say, hey, listen, take this. He registered. I seen him popped up, and then he called me the same day. Said, I don't get it. I don't understand it because I looked at this and I'm looking at what I normally use, and even on the cancellation side, he told me whomever he was booking it with, whatever site he was looking at the time, and who he was booking it through, that, you can get his money back up until a certain point. And sometimes, you can cancel out the last minute and got something back, all of it back, or whatever. Or if they cancel within a certain time before a certain date or a certain time, they get either all back or a part of it back or whatever, right? But again, depending on who you're booking with and who's going to. And he couldn't understand how that was going to work with this. And I couldn't give him an answer. Why? I already knew from that other one. It took me a long time to come to an answer. I said, I really don't know. So he didn't use it, signed for it, never used it because I went and I looked, and I can't really say I don't blame him. And, I was already working in up for travel prior to these coming out, and I was already involved doing that. So I was booking cruises, airline, car rental, and now there's Amtrak, right? So going to beautiful locations and a few other things that are in there. So I already had a team of people, and I thought, well, this would be a great way to kind of patch and, how would you like to save a little bit more on top of what I'm giving you? Which that wasn't the case because when I was booking it through where I was booking it with, either were going on a cruise ship for 3 days a week, wherever that scenario was, or needed an airline come to wherever they were going to get the room and that. And if you needed a car, book it all, bundle it in, right? And of course, now naturally with the rail from the Amtrak, bundle that in. And I was like, well, these aren't really saving them that much. Shoot, they didn't mind, they didn't care. So I was like, all right, I'm done. I by the time we see whatever. And then down the road, some finally come to, oh, well, we finally made that. I'm like, well, that took a long time to get to that point. We've been spending all this money, even at the lowest level we're at, to remain active and staying in there. I said, so doing the math, on the return, this is not making sense. I can't do this no more. And as you saw in that video, when I heard that and I knew it was going to transition to the Travel 10 and then see that transition, I said, no, I can't do this no more. I'm out. I'm done. Now, I'm the one that came to the name for when it came to creating the site's name of goodlifeusa.com /VIP destination. And for shits and giggles, I just figured I'd go in there and I look. Sure enough, it took me directly to the Travel 10. And now it says TK, blah, 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 /VIP destination number 10. It was 10 at the end. I thought, wow, something happened there, And I'll be quite blunt honest with you. It's a very good thing to whomever is, portraying that. It's a good thing that it just wasn't standardized VIP destinations. Want to know why? Because anything that was attached there was my name, and I am very strong about my name. I have the reputation that I'm about morals and values, and I try not to have anything destroyed at it. Yeah, there's silly things. Things are going to happen. I get it. I got it. But I just didn't need that, right? So I looked at them going, well, good thing for them that it's VIP Destinations 10 and not just VIP Destinations. Otherwise, this man was going to come hard with a heavy, heavy, heavy hitter. And that was just get my attorney generals right behind him and say, listen, really? Because GoDaddy, I know that when they take these sites, they sell them for blah, blah, blah. Well, then that's what I was going to do, regardless, what that scenario is. Hey, you wanted me in? I asked if you were ready. They all said yes. And when I got busy, oh my God, it was too fast, a little too fast for them. Imagine that, right? So I'd say I'm done, Of course, naturally, not at all of these sitting here, I know I need to kind of just throw them away because they're not doing anything because I came there and now, I tried to play around in there a little bit and ask for a code. And I thought, well, this is working the same way that not knowing, what numbers are on the card sequence, I wouldn't know, and they would know that information. I mean, I could have probably pulled it down, but whatever. But just know the customers that I work with, those are in there. And, seeing I was doing the work myself, and putting all that information there. And even if when they came and they kind of drew it down to their own spreadsheet, hey, the way I look at it, those were my personal leads. And those personal leads, some people get a little crazy with that because I know people like to tend to sell leads. So it's not going to be long before I go back to that and seeing I still had that locked in, it's tucked away as far as those people that I reached out to. Now I'm going to, drip on them on my current stuff that I'm doing, such as travel, my CBD oils that I do, beautiful conjecture with this. And I'm going to give it to team of people that are working for me. I have quite a few people that are working with me. They love working with me because I'm always bringing something to them. Because my grandfather has taught me, you don't just want one egg in your basket. You want multiple eggs in your basket in case anything should go wrong, such with these. Then you can go reach in and say, okay, well, that's just doing whatever. I'm going to go and do what I'm doing. And I finished. So they're very happy working with me, either being with the cannabis CBD oil, travel, and a few other joint ventures into my affiliate marketing business stuff, as well as entrepreneuring things that we're dropping in. So it's been a few fabulous ride. I thank everybody that has joined me on my ventures, and I truly, I always make sure I make it right so that way that relationship doesn't go sour, because when it goes sour like that, that's why a lot of people gave up on those MLMs or network marketing scenario with the downline, three-way, 10-way, left, right, this type of whatever. Hey, the only way it works is when it comes this kind of keeps going upward as well as downward to keep going upward as well. And it didn't matter if that tree was there as long as this. Like AJ, finding a affiliate marketing that's been around now for 25 years. I know at least 23. So 20 plus years, still doing it, knocking it out of the park. And, I realized like, wow, this is what's beautifully done. And I always did it through affiliate marketing because I thought, wow, I get it. This is pretty cool. I don't have to really do too much of the homework as what I was doing in the beginning, trying to drill down to search engines, proper wording, proper keywords, the websites, and lead generations, and how I'm dripping on people, and all that stuff that everybody got, right? And I thought, wow, all I got to do is take this because it's already there. It's replicated. Got this. It became my own thing, and it was working. It was working. It was working. And guess what? It didn't cost me a dime. So I was like, wait a minute. And then, of course, if I wanted to spend money, I could. If I had the money, drop a little bit of money in there and go to that other midstream. But I didn't have to do that. So what did I do? I thought, wow, wouldn't a lot of people love to know this information? And so I did that. So when I'm doing my presentations slash seminars for sharing it in this way as I do my videos, I thought, hey, you don't really need money to get this started because, everybody was seeing me in Google and they say, well, how did you do that? How is it that you are here? And just like in the phone book, everybody wanted to be number one in the phone book. They all wanted the letter A, and it just went all the way down. You know what I'm talking about. And sorry about that. Seen that coming. It's all right. Anyway, um, and I said, well, this is what I did to do that. If you're willing, you want really want to work and you want to work your business and you have a passion, you have a drive, this is what you're waking up and what you're sleeping to, beautiful. But don't think it's just going to lay in your lap and not do anything, because then that's just not going to work. Now, you can't expect me to go work in it for you and then you're thinking that all this money is going to fall in your lap. That's not how it works. You got to think of it like going to the Shark Tank or sitting down with, one of those guys, Mark Mamonis or any of them. Now, I'm not saying I'm trained to be one of them, but you're getting the idea. Look what happens, right? They want a piece of that pie because they're going to do 98% of the work or more, and this is what they want. So in the same essence, I was saying, hey, all I'm asking for a little bit because it is my time that's involved in there, and I'm here to support you because they knew this guy is pretty savvy. And I said, you're darn right I am. I started this journey when I was 15 years old before things went to the World Wide Web on the internet, and I studied those books until coming to certification. So you're darn right I got this. Writing code, Java code, C plus, how to program, how to take the computer apart, how to build it, figuring out this, figuring out that. It was woof. And keeping my grandfather's legacy alive, doing what everything he taught, jack of all trades, like he said, don't always have one egg in that basket, and with my grandfather doing construction in Albany, New York. Hey Albany, long time no see. What's it been now? Ooh, been here 19. Wow, going for 20 years. Ooh, long time. Anyway, so winter time would come. You really had a very slow time during that time. But you could kind of still do it, but not as heavy. And of course, naturally, when the spring and summer come to pick up. So I always make sure I had something else going on. And in Vegas, oh my God, what a beautiful thing, right? Millions and millions of people come here. They come, they stay, they leave. Those, of course, that's moved here, lived here, like myself, moved in Las Vegas about in 2000. Of course, naturally, there's been a few other adventures here and there, but Vegas has been the longest run. So there was a lot of opportunity here, as long as I had a hustle and I was a multitasking many things. Oh my God, it was endless, endless. So I thought, cool. I thought I was really running a business back in New York. I'm really running a business here. So it's been a beautiful journey. And so, you guys got to just know that there are going to be things that are going to happen in any type of business. You just got to kind of brush it off, pick yourself up, and keep moving forward. And that's why you should, if you're capable of, and you can, having more than one egg in your basket, because when it goes bad and you got to go do something else, you can, rather than you going searching, looking for it, going, oh my God, what am I going to do now? And I learned that a long time ago. I was about 16, 17 years old. So I was like, I get it. I got it. More the better, right? So, I want to thank everybody that continues to stay with me. Thank you for joining me in all my group pages that I created inside Facebook. Of course, naturally, on the World Wide Web, because, they see me, the people that join me and working with me, and I'm continuously bringing the people on. They just know that there's no drama, there's no negativity, know that because we uplift everybody throughout the times that we need them. They can rely on certain strengths, and I go looking for that. If I don't know it, I go seek it, I go find somebody, and once I get that feedback, boom, so we work it as a team. They love it. They love what they're doing. Uh, and this could be for anybody and everybody, of course, naturally within reason, as long as they're willing to work, and as long as they have a passion, as long as they have a drive, and they have creativity, and kind of put their finesse into it, so that if something doesn't work here, and then we're back here working it together, you get the idea. Kind of how I do my presentations or seminars, or when I come in and they ask me to come do a presentation or a type of speaking on whatever it may be. So then that's what I do, and I always knock it out of the park. And I've always been told, hey, whatever it is that you're doing, like what I built inside of Facebook, keep doing what you're doing. It is excellent. A lot more people, being interactive in there. And then, of course, naturally, this thing here, this and my email get flooded. That's what I wanted. You're going global. That's why it was global. In the word global exposure networking business with JDL, GIMME, GIMME, was global integrated marketing master exposure. I was exposed in the best way to market, doing it with no money out of pocket, a little bit of money in your pocket, or if you had money that you wanted to go put here and there, hey, I had the people, I still do, And that's how I pay it forward to them, you know, and that's the way I do it. So with that all being said, I know that this video was kind of long. I know it's also kind of old-ish, but I had to bring it up because this person reached out to me and said, Ham comes back out to Vegas, this, that, and the other. You kind of mentioned these for a minute. I went and took a quick peek, and I'm like, dude, just leave it out alone. We already know we're going to knock it out of the park when I'm going to bring it. And they did see it. They're like, wow, that was pretty cool. I could do better than that. What are you using? Well, we'll talk about that another time when you're ready. And if you want to join that venture with me, hey, you're more than welcome. Because when I get busy, that's why my other team members there work with me. They get it because I can't be everywhere and do everything, right? But then pub crawl events, go to network meetings, marketing, meeting people, just go out and have fun with karaoke. Or when I'm working my business, I'm doing presentations, ask for to be speaking on presentations, or making my sale, booking my oils and making sure they're getting sent out correctly. As far as travel is concerned, same thing, making sure it's connected back, and that's it. And of course, naturally being a joint ventures, what are many, many, many ventures in there, especially with the affiliate and marketing ventures, and then the entrepreneur ventures that are dropping in. So it's going to be a variety. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end. I'd like to thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you all again soon. You all a happy Thursday. And those that are, getting ready for that Memorial Day, just be safe, drive safe, and return safe, and have a great. Most of you probably have about a 3 or 4 day week there of time off. So enjoy and have a good day, and we'll see you all again soon.